Good afternoon. It is 12 p.m. and it's time for us to begin the House Transportation Committee meeting. I believe this is our fourth meeting of the session. We want to welcome everyone this afternoon. We do ask that you please turn your cell phones on vibrate or turn them off altogether. Before we begin roll call, does any of the members have any guests that they would like to introduce? Representative Heverin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have with me today my niece, Griffin Whitmore. She is here from Litchfield. She's been my personal page, and she is here with her family. They have gone down to the cafeteria, but I'm super excited to have Griffin here. She's been a great help today, so please make her feel welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, Griffin. Welcome. Anyone else? I would like to take chairman's privileges and introduce my intern for the session, Miss Hallie Conley. Hallie is from the University of Louisville. She's grew up in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, and we've enjoyed having her this session, and so please join me in making her feel welcome this afternoon. With that, I would also remind those in attendance that any of the presentations, amendments considered at today's meeting can be found on the LRC website under the Transportation Committee's webpage. And with that, Madam Secretary, please call roll.
Representative Bivens. Here. Representative Branscombe.
Here.
Representative Bridges. Here. Representative Donworth. Here. Representative Dossett. Representative Elliott. Here. Representative Hale.
Here.
Representative Heverin. Here. Representative Hodgson.
Here.
Representative Huff.
Here.
Representative Lehman. Representative Lewis.
Here.
Here.
Representative McCool. Here. Representative Neighbors.
Here.
Representative Rorks.
Here.
Representative Smith. Here. Representative Tackett Lafferty.
Here.
Representative Thomas.
Present.
Representative Upchurch. Vice Chair Imes.
Here.
Chairman Blanton.
Present. It appears we do have a quorum present, and we are duly constituted to do business. Members, you have copies of the minutes of the February 25th meeting in your packets. If you've had a chance to look over them and there's no edits or corrections that need to be made, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Motion second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The ayes have it. We've already did that part. Looks like nobody has asked to go in any particular order, so we're just going to go down the list. That will bring us to House Joint Resolution 5. That is our resolution for the road namings, and that will be Representative Branscombe. While he's getting ready for members, just as an explanation, especially for the newer members, when you do a resolution for a road naming, you file it, those all get put on this one omnibus bill for the road namings across the state. So, or on this one resolution. So everybody's road namings, bridge namings that you turned in is included in this one resolution, and this was how to move through the House and Senate. With that, Representative Branscombe, if you'll state your name for the record, you may begin.
Josh Branscombe, State Representative, 83rd District. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, I do believe we have a committee sub on this bill.
Have a motion on a sub. Motion second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity to be before you today to present House Joint Resolution 5, which is our road naming bill. And this bill is where we honor various Kentuckians by naming portions of state highways and erecting commemorative roadway signs in their honor.
Have a motion and second. Do you want to continue? Representative, you want to tell your story about your deputy real quick?
Yeah, I will, real quick. Thank you, Chairman. I'm doing this today in honor of Russell County Deputy Sheriff Joshua Phipps, who was tragically shot and killed on September 16, 2024 in the line of duty while trying to apprehend a suspect. He gave his life serving and protecting the community and the people that he loved. And the committee sub that we just adopted. We're honoring others across the Commonwealth who dedicated or sacrificed their lives of their fellow Kentuckians for their fellow Kentuckians, and I think they're also deserving of this honor. And Mr. Chairman, I've got a lot more I can say about Deputy Phipps, but I think I'm going to save that for the House floor, if that's okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Representative Bransman. And I will note that another one of the honorees is a former member of the House, Mike Cherry, that served in the House at one time. He's also. Is there any questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens? Yes. Representative Branscombe?
Yes.
Representative Bridges? Yes. Representative Donworth?
Yes.
Representative Dossett? Representative Elliott?
Aye.
Representative Hale?
Yes.
Representative Heverin? Yes. Representative Hodgson? Aye. Representative Huff?
Yes.
Representative Imes?
Yes.
Representative Lehman?
Yes.
Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative McCool?
Yes.
Representative Neighbors?
Yes.
Representative Rorks?
Yes.
Representative Smith? Yes. Representative Tackett Lafferty?
Yes.
Representative Thomas?
Aye.
Representative Upchurch? Chairman Blanton?
Aye. House Joint Resolution 5 is reported with favorable expression with the committee substitute attached thereto. I will need a motion to adopt a title amendment. Motion, do I hear a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, ayes have it. With that, House Joint Resolution with committee sub has passed with favorable expression. Same should do so on the House floor. Thank you, Mr. Representative Branscombe.
Thank you, Chairman.
I am going to go out of line just a little bit here. Senator Funky Fromeyer has indicated she's got a meeting coming up that she has to get to, so we're going to skip down to the bottom of the page real quick to Senate Bill 87, an act relating to aviation. Welcome, Senator. Glad to have you in our committee today. And if you and your guest will make your way to the table, and once everyone's there, if you'll please introduce yourself for the members, then you may begin.
Thank you, Chairman Blanton. My name is Shelley Funky Fromeyer, and I'm the state senator of District 24, which is Campbell, Pendleton, Bracken in the northeast corner of Kenton County. With me.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the committee. Seth Cutter, Vice President of Public Affairs for CVG Airport.
Hello, members of the committee. Rebecca Hartsoe, Babbage co-founder for CVG Airport. Thank you.
So Senate Bill 87 is working on efficiency. And we recognize that in our process in the aviation industry, the process of procurement has become outdated a bit, especially with as costly as materials are. So this bill will basically expand that. Right now the limit in the process requires with 40,000 or above, and this increases it to 250,000 is the value that would go through the procurement process, and it adds kind of a cost of living adjustment so that we don't have to continuously come back and revise these statutes.
Motion on the bill.
Would you like to continue, or?
One other element, if President Stivers were here, he'd be appreciative that I share. He added a committee sub to this, which it's incorporated in the bill that you see. But we recognized that perhaps we need more air traffic controllers in the United States of America, and we would like Kentucky to move forward. So he filed for the Council for Post-Secondary Education to evaluate how can we offer that base level here in Kentucky. And then, of course, they'll get their final certifications in Oklahoma, which is where the school currently is. So that's incorporated in this bill, and you'll be voting on that today as well.
Thank you. Any questions of the members? Representative Heverin.
Thank you. Actually, I have a question for Mr. Seth Cutter. Seth, have you ever had to do any handiwork or paint any planes while at CVG Airport?
Representative, I have not, but my father's a builder, so I have painted things before, but not planes.
Thank you for the indulgence, Mr. Chairman.
But you could, if you can paint a house, you can paint a plane.
I defer to you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
I'm not, ask my dad, not too good.
Any other questions from any of the members? Representative Lehman.
Sure. Just two questions, if you don't mind, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Senator. One, I may be confused. I'm just trying to understand, in this bill that I'm looking at, where is this about the flight control operators?
The last section of the bill, Representative Lehman.
I think if ours are still the same, you would find it on page 10, right around line 11. There might even be a little more actually, there's more detail on that. Section 9.
Section 9, yeah.
Yeah, section 9 in the bill.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And one other quick question, just out of curiosity. So this will apply, most of these purchasing requirements, any airports serving more than 1 million passengers. Is that just CVG or is Louisville? I don't know how many airports are in Kentucky.
Representative, that would be the 3 largest commercial airports in the state, CVG, Louisville International, and Bluegrass Airport in Lexington.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Representative Smith.
Mr. Cutter, I wanted to bring it to the committee's attention, the hospitality you showed the chairman and I when we came and visited your airport, and we still have a strong interest in Eastern Kentucky. If you find any lead ways of promoting one of the great assets you have there at the airport, you guys have done a phenomenal job with your growth. We're interested in Eastern Kentucky, maybe getting some crumbs off of it, but we appreciate you.
Thank you, Representative. And Mr. Chairman, if I may, the piece that Senator Funky Fromeyer mentioned at the behest of President Stivers that is included really is kind of a statewide look. How can Kentucky be positioned not only for air traffic controller training, but we've got a lot of aviation mechanics up at CVG. That's obviously very in demand at UPS Worldport in Louisville. There are so many professions in the aviation industry, and this bill, your support thereof, would really go far to try to help push that forward.
Anyone else?
Representative Chairman Blanton, I wanted to acknowledge Representative Smith. My hope is you'll be hearing Senate Joint Resolution 66, and that's the aviation task force that will get into more innovation, and perhaps we can double down on Eastern Kentucky's access and ability to create these individual flight crafts that could fly people all over the place. But let's build those in the eastern side of the state. That would be fun.
Thank you. Seeing no further questions, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens? Yes. Representative Branscombe? Aye. Representative Bridges? Yes. Representative Donworth?
Yes.
Representative Dossett? Representative Elliott? Aye. Representative Hale?
Yes.
Representative Heverin? Yes. Representative Hodgson? Aye. Representative Huff?
Yes.
Representative Imes?
Yes.
Representative Lehman?
Yes.
Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative McCool?
Yes.
Representative Neighbors?
Yes.
Representative Rorks?
Yes.
Representative Smith? Yes. Representative Tackett Lafferty?
Yes.
Representative Thomas?
Aye.
Representative Upchurch? Chairman Blanton?
Aye. Senate Bill 87 is reported with favorable expression, and that same should pass on the floor. Thank you, Senator Guest.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, committee.
All right, now back into the normal orders of the day will be House Bill 783, Representative Jackson. It's dealing with temporary motor vehicle tags. Representative Jackson, if you would please introduce yourself for the record and have your guests introduce themselves as well.
Thank you, Chairman Blanton. Committee members, Kevin Jackson, State Representative District 20, which is Bowling Green and part of Warren County.
Sheriff Brett Hightower, Sheriff of Warren County.
Tom Underwood, representing the Kentucky Automobile Dealers Association. I will be keeping an eye on that door this week, so thank you.
Hello, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Jason Wilson, President of Kentucky Auto Dealers Association. Good to be with you all.
Yes. And I believe we do have a committee sub.
Yes, sir.
Have a motion. Do I hear a second? Motion second on sub. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. You may proceed off of the sub.
Thank you, Chairman Blanton. House Bill 783 deals with temp tag fraud. That's temporary tags, automobile temporary tags fraud. Sheriff Hightower and County Clerk Lynette Yates brought to my attention last year that we have some bad actors when it comes to temp tags in auto sales. Some businesses were not keeping accurate records. Some were reusing the temp tags, among other things. We decided to bring all parties to the table, sheriffs, county clerks, Kentucky auto dealers, Motor Vehicle Commission. After several Zoom calls and several bill drafts, the group came up with an all-round good bill. And this bill did pass Representative Huff's auto sales test. So he want to make sure everybody does understand that he had some input into this after reading over it, and I appreciate his help. Just a brief summary on what 783 does. It will issue fewer temp tags. It will increase accountability on dealers and salesmen. It offers more ways to keep records of temp tags. It can be done electronically now. And also it will give the Motor Vehicle Commission more discretion on penalties based on honest mistakes or repeat offenders.
Motion on the bill.
Motion second on the bill. Sheriff Hightower, welcome. Would you like to add anything before the members in case they have any questions?
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to thank everybody who had a part in making this come together. I think that what we're trying to do is take care of our vulnerable community members. And many times this was great to have everybody on the same side of the table between our dealers, our Motor Vehicle Commission, our legislation, our law enforcement, and our clerks, that everybody could kind of come together, understand that some people were being taken advantage of who can barely afford to purchase a vehicle. And this is a way for us. 99% of our dealers are always doing the right thing every day. And there's just a very small percentage that unfortunately try to take advantage, and this is a way to kind of clean that up. And I appreciate your all's time and attention in this, and thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any questions? Seeing no questions, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens? Yes. Representative Branscombe?
Yes.
Representative Bridges?
Yes.
Representative Donworth?
Yes.
Representative Dossett?
Yes.
Representative Elliott? Aye. Representative Hale?
Yes.
Representative Heverin? Yes. Representative Hodgson? Aye. Representative Huff?
Yes.
Representative Imes?
Yes.
Representative Lehman?
Yes.
Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative McCool?
Yes.
Representative Neighbors?
Yes.
Representative Rorks?
Yes.
Representative Smith? Representative Tackett Lafferty?
Yes.
Representative Thomas?
Aye.
Representative Upchurch? Chairman Blanton?
Aye. It appears House Bill 783 is reported with favorable expression with the committee substitute attached thereto. Same should do so on the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would just wanted to recognize Sheriff Hightower. He is a war veteran, a Purple Heart recipient, lucky to be with us today, and how lucky we are in Warren County to have Sheriff Hightower as our sheriff. You're talking about a top-notch individual. He's got part of his family here with him today, but you will never hear anybody say anything bad about Sheriff Brett Hightower. So I just wanted to recognize him. Drove a couple hours to be here this morning, bring his family up and testify, but there's not a finer person out there than him. So just wanted to recognize him in front of this committee. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff Hightower. Thank you for your service to our country and to your community. Thank you. Next up on the agenda is House Bill 664, an act relating to highway work zones, and I'm going to turn it over to Vice Chair Imes.
Representative Blanton, need to introduce yourself, and if you have any guests, have them identify themselves, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. John Blanton, State Representative, 92nd District, and I'll allow my guests on my left and right to introduce themselves.
I'm Chad LaRue, the Executive Director for the Kentucky Association of Highway Contractors.
Jason Sawala, Deputy State Highway Engineer, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
Thank you all for being here. I think there's a proposed committee sub. There's been a motion and a second on the committee sub. All in favor say aye. Committee sub is adopted. You may go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the committee. House Bill 664 is not a new concept working with highway safety in our work zones. However, the committee sub looks much different than what we've seen in the past that we passed out of this committee last year, I believe the year before that, perhaps. The committee sub still deals with cameras in the work zone, still deals with protecting our workers. But the difference in this piece of legislation now is instead of the camera taking a photograph, mailing a fine to the violator who is not identified as the driver only by the owner of the plates, the cameras will capture the picture, send it directly to a police officer who's sitting at the end of the work zone, who then, as that car or vehicle travels past the officer, will make a traffic stop outside of the work zone because we don't want to cause congestion in that work zone that's already tight. They'll make a traffic stop. They will issue a regular citation. It's no longer a civil penalty. It'll go through district courts just like everything else. They'll be given a citation. No data is collected by this means because it's used for the traffic stop. The citation's issued, and the citation has all the information on it that's required. We have worked in conjunction with law enforcement, with the road contractors, the transportation cabinet, in coming up with this. It also still includes warning lights that when you come into a work zone, there'll be signs that will be lit when this program is underway, letting you know that there are cameras that's capturing speeds when they're there. They're also only going to be happening when there's workers present in the work zone, okay? And all the proceeds from the fines that come from this goes into the Highway Safety Fund that currently exists to pay for the program and to pay for the officers to have in these work zones across the Commonwealth, wherever they may be designated at.
Would you like to continue?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the bill. Do we have any questions? Representative Elliott.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and I want to acknowledge the great collaboration that you've done on this bill, Chairman Blanton. I know I've been a strong advocate of making sure that our drivers in Kentucky have access to all the information possible. And I think the signage that will be displayed in these work zones gives them that information that they need to obey the law and that this is going to be enforced. So I I know in the past that hasn't been in the bill, so I really appreciate you including that because I think that's important. And so I intend to support the legislation, and I think it's a great example of what you can do when you collaborate and bring all the partners in. I know you had a hearing in the interim with other states and what they were doing with these types of speed enforcement zones. So I congratulate you on the great work you've done here, and I hope that it gets through the process.
Any more questions? Representative Huff?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a question. I want to make sure I just heard you right. Every single work zone that has these cameras will have an officer on duty at all times while the cameras are there. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Follow up, if I may. Will that tie up a lot of the police force?
Well, it would be similar to the way currently they have law enforcement in work zones. They will hire off-duty officers, will be getting paid, compensated to be there in the work zone to do this. And it's potentially possible that they can't have someone that day, and if they do, then the cameras just won't be operational. They won't be turned on. But in order for citations, in order for the cameras to take photographs, there has to be an officer present because it can only send that signal, and we've already conferred with the companies that it will send directly to the MDT, which is their computer, their laptop, for them to have there to make the traffic stop. So yes, there would have to be an officer present.
Okay, thank you.
Representative Hodgson.
Yes, I just wanted to commend you for finding the sweet spot in this. I think I've been a no on this the last couple of years because of the lack of a human officer in the enforcement chain. And you fixed that now, so I think this is great legislation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? I have a motion and a second on the bill. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens?
Yes.
Representative Blanton?
Aye.
Representative Brainscombe?
Aye.
Representative Bridges?
Yes.
Representative Donworth?
Yes. Thank you.
Representative Dossett?
Yes.
Representative Elliott? Representative Hale?
Yes.
Representative Hevron?
Yes, can I please explain my vote quickly?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you so much, Representative Blanton, Chairman Blanton. I am proud to cast my I vote today for all those that have lost their lives through the lack of highway safety to this point. And I appreciate the road contractors and all that they do. Thank you for working with members to get this through the finish line, and I look forward to seeing it become law. Thank you.
Representative Hodgson? Aye. Representative Huff?
May I explain my vote, please? I've also been a no over the last couple of years, but proud to vote yes this time. Thank you for working it out.
Thank you.
Representative Lehman?
Yes.
Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative McCool?
Yes.
Representative Neighbors?
Yes.
Representative Rourke?
May I briefly explain my vote?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I just am a proud yes today. I'm very happy to see this initiative that will encourage behavior change for folks that are speeding on our roadways, but also help to keep our workers and work zones safe. Anyone who loses their life in a work zone while just trying to do their job is one too many, and really appreciate the balance and compromise in this legislation. So happy to vote yes.
Representative Smith? Yes. Representative Tackett Lafferty?
Yes.
Representative Thomas?
Aye.
Representative Upchurch? Chair Imes?
Yes. And I think Representative Dossett? Okay. Okay, House Bill 664 is reported with favorable expression with the committee substitute attached thereto. Thank you, Chairman Blanton.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you to members of the committee.
If there's no other... Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to record a yes vote for House Joint Resolution 5 and a yes vote for Senate Bill 87.
Any other member need to?
Madam Chair, could I address the committee real quick?
Yes.
We've had a lot of concerns with real IDs with our offices. Gotten a lot of, I'm sure you've had a lot of communications. I'd like to request the chairs of the committee to communicate with the Secretary of the Cabinet to look at extending hours till the 8 p.m. in the evening during the week and till 6 on weekends to see if that's something that they would take into consideration. We're approaching May really fast, and I'm reading a lot of stories out there that can't get appointments. They can't get in to get it done. So I just encourage, and maybe whatever solution that we have, maybe through a resolution that we can all sign on to, or a letter that we can all sign on to let the Secretary know that we're paying attention to it, and we'll have a lot of constituents with that concern. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other member? If not, we are adjourned.